Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description. Okay, so 1, 2, 100 max per street, 100 to 300 buy-in.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I can say I cover the villain, so I would say the villain had like 275, so I would say like 275 effective.
Okay.
I had 300, so I barely just covered them. So I'm on the button with the pocket 10.
Gets folded to you?
No, I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
So I'm on the button with pocket
Okay.
10s.
Yeah.
I can say that the table that I'm playing on is really limp happy, and they're willing to call $6 to $10 bets, but there's really no three betting. So the way the action goes is UTG makes it $10,
Okay.
and there ends up being 3 callers by the time it gets to me on the button.
So 3 callers in between.
Correct. So I end up with pocket 10s, since, like I said, there's no 3 betting or anything, I decided to take like a kind of different line of action, and I decided to raise it to 55.
I think that's good because the thing is that, I mean, it's tough to know necessarily what the ranges are. Like, I think people will play hands definitely. Well, they're going to play like the callers in between. They can have like anything. You're just going to get so much value, right? Like what your hand, a hand like tens or jacks or ace queen here. There's just incentive to 3-bet because there's so much dead money in the middle. With that being said, there's probably the opposite effect where maybe some guys will actually have strong hands that don't 3-bet because there's not that much 3-betting that goes on. But it sounds to me like this is fine. I think the 3-betting here is fine to 55. Obviously you're going to get into some very awkward sort of situations post-flop, especially if you get multiple callers. But I do think that that's fine. So you make it, I might even make it a little bit larger, but you make it 55.
Correct.
Okay.
So it folds all the way down to the last person. So one of the callers, I would say an MP, middle position, that called the 10, he calls my 55.
So not the pre-flop raiser.
No, not the pre-flop raiser. Everybody folds.
Okay, so this guy called the initial bet and now calls, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He calls. Now, now this is something else that that also kind of throws me off. There's a promotion that they have there from Sunday through Friday, 6 p.m. called Aces Crack. I'm pretty sure you've seen some hotels that have that promotion. You know, Aces Crack, get a rack.
So anyone who has aces and loses gets $500. Is that right?
Gets $100.
Oh, $100. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've seen at I normally never play at Wild Horse. But
So wait. Let me. So are you saying that you've seen people flat with aces, like in situations like this, to lose?
I will tell you that. I will tell you that 90% of the people play Aces Crack. I never do because I hate the promotion, and it throws off so many people. And I've seen people lose big stacks just so they can get their aces cracked. So they'll lose 300 to get 100 back.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
So you're saying that there is a possibility that there might be this guy actually might have aces because even though in a normal game that would never happen, basically, right?
Correct. And the reason why I bring this up is he looks at me and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna check it all the way dark." And I think that's the whole when people say that, you know, they'll give off some tells, like they can't say, "Hey, I have aces, check it through," because then the floor will negate the aces crack promotion. But when you hear, "Hey, I'm gonna check it down," means don't bet and make a big pot.
I mean, are these guys like I mean, I understand that people play. Most people, obviously, almost everyone at this level is going to play recreationally. But you would think that if somebody's got a couple $100 to sort of fool around with, that they could do simple math where, oh, like I'm going to win 100 to try to have my aces cracked, but I could win more money playing my hand straight up. Like he wants to call 55 and check it down to have his aces cracked to win 100. I don't.
Correct.
I mean, it would make sense.
It
would make sense if the promotion was like 500. I could see that then, but for 100, I don't. Anyways, all right. So he says he's going to check it
Yeah,
down.
look,
He looks at you, says he's going to
check
check it
it
down. You're
down.
suspicious that he might have aces. Okay,
Have
so
aces, yeah.
yeah. So
So
what's the
that
flop?
throws me off.
Yeah.
So the flop is Jack of clubs, eight of hearts,
Uh huh.
seven of clubs,
Okay.
and he checks. And because, like I said, the way I don't think it was much of an angle. I think, I'm putting him, okay, you might have aces. I'm like, I just ran into aces. I decided to check back.
Well, I mean, even if you didn't, though, even if you didn't think he had aces and you were just playing a normal hand, I think the play would be mostly to check back here. What do you remember the suits in your tens?
Yeah, I had the 10 of clubs,
Yeah.
and I had the 10 of diamonds.
I mean, your hand could like do a small protection bet for because obviously you're vulnerable to like a king or queen or an ace coming, but you've got a gut shot here. I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with checking back. So let's check, check.
Yeah, and the turn ends up being a 10 of spades.
Okay, so now you have a set,
Correct.
but there's
And
a
the guy
one-liner to
says,
a nine.
one liner to the 9. The guy says he's all in, but he can't since he has a 175. He can only bet 100.
Okay.
So then it comes back to me, and I tell the dealer, well, I'm all in. I just go over the top.
Uh-huh.
So then, so it's I think like 175
Right.
total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I call.
Well, you go all in, right?
Yeah, I go all on in. Well, I have 25 back because I covered them by $25.
Okay.
But I do basically go all in.
Uh-huh.
And I end up, so I go in. The river is like I would say like it ends up being, I have the 2 of clubs. So the flush comes in, but not the straight,
Okay.
not like the obvious straight.
Well, there's already an obvious
And
straight out there, right? Because it's a one-liner to a nine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one liner to the 9, yeah.
Yeah.
He tells me, he yells out, oh man, all I have is ace high, and mucks his hand.
Okay.
I turn over my 10s, and I start scooping in the pot because, the dealer's pushing them to me. He starts talking about, oh, I'm such an idiot. I was open-ended. I also had the flush draw, and I totally missed. And then guys in the table are like, what do you mean you had the flush draw? It's like, you should win the hand. And he starts going crazy like, oh, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I folded the best hand, the winning hand, or blah, blah, blah. And I'm just, people at the table like, well, that was a big mistake, man. I'm thinking, like, I call bullshit. I mean, I think that's a huge mistake to make. I don't know what you say, what you think about that.
Well, I mean, did anybody see that? Well, I mean, there's a couple things. So the
No,
guy,
he mucked. He instant mucked. He just said, I have ace high. I show my set, and he just instant mucked his hand. He
all right,
doesn't even flip it over.
right. So there's a couple things. Okay, I mean, listen, like in this particular situation, even if I was trying to be a good professional about it, like, there's no way that I would give the guy any portion of the pot because nobody saw his hand and he mucked. I'm assuming no one really saw his hand, right? Because you're saying that you think he's just
nobody saw
bullshitting.
his hand.
Yeah, then there's nothing to do. Now, there are other situations. I'm actually going to talk about this on the podcast tomorrow. I actually fucked up. And the pot that I lost 21,000 to on Saturday, I was sort of a nice guy about what I did toward sort of at the end, and we'll talk about it. I actually gave an extra 1,500 that I probably wasn't obligated to because me and this girl ran it twice in this gigantic pot, and she hadn't really put all her money in, and I've seen people angle that spot. I don't know if I had won if she would have paid me the extra 1,500, but I'm a good professional about it. She's good for the game. So there are situations where, as a good professional in a spot like this, if a guy like this who was clearly a recreational player had a flush and other people saw the hand and he didn't table it, I might give him like his money back. Okay, I might do that. But with that being said, I mean, no offense to you, Miguel, you're playing at this level. Obviously, you're not a professional, so who gives a damn? Like, whatever. I wouldn't, if I was in your spot, I wouldn't give the money back to the guy. I mean, it's tough to play this game for profit anyways because, right? I mean, because of the rake, right? I mean, you're just,
Correct.
so, but I mean, I'm saying like at higher stakes levels, stuff like this might go on and you might give a rec player a break. Like I did on Saturday, where I ended up giving 1,500 more, and I possibly could have been free rolled for 1,500 in a $21,000 pot. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.